So I was going to use it to buy a PlayStation because I refused to buy a PlayStation out of my regular budget.
Like PlayStation 5?
Or you can just order from Walmart, say you didn't get the shit, then
So what
they'll give you the
you're
money back.
doing live on this pod is
Fraud.
No, I said that's what you should do.
That's fraud.
You're encouraging me to commit fraud.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck you.
Why
Wait.
did we go to hostility?
Wait, are you going
You're
to...
just a fucking criminal over there. Just a bad guy.
Wait, you're saying frog, right? Frog?
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 Froggy.
I think we're saying the same thing. Atlanta. Wild West.
Jim West?
Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild West. We're going straight to...
All right, guys. Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports. We don't have a host today.
Feel me? Come on.
Fuck.
Take
Yeah,
control.
So don't ever
like
tell
when
me
a
to
man
take
takes
control.
control.
Don't look at me and say that shit neither. The fuck wrong with you? All right, well, welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
I didn't even told
So
what
it's
to do.
sports.
I'm going to bite my lip every time I say it. I made it so incredible.
I'm out. I'm
incredible.
leaving. We just got here, but I'm out.
Hey, no, I had a question for you.
All right.
So, did you cry when Martin Lawrence got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Who?
Martin Lawrence.
I know Black Knight's your favorite movie of all time. That's the entire reason he's got the star on the.
I mean, he went to my high school.
I know, yeah. There was PG County, like full.
Yeah, he went everywhere. Yeah.
Boxer at the rec
I didn't even know he got it, but congrats to
Did
him.
you see the people that were there with him? It was like a weird crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would imagine anywhere that he's going, as far as like looking, probably a very eclectic group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always forget how old he is. Because he doesn't look like he's in his 50s.
No, he's an old head now, man.
Speaking of old people, you know how old Sean Paul is?
48.
50. I was like, I just saw Sean Paul.
Dog, Light Glue was 16 years ago.
Like, I always figured Sean Paul was like 18 when like I was in high school.
I didn't
Nah,
really
he
know
was
what
in
people
his
said.
mid-30s.
Me really watch what them one do. All right, James.
Hey, what did...
That's strike two.
Wait, hold on.
I almost threw 3 fingers, but that's strike 2.
He's so uncomfortable.
I got a joke for you. What did Sean Paul tell his electrician? And just get in the light.
That's true, man.
All right, you know what? Fuck y'all. Here's where we're going.
What's up? We want to talk about sports today?
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Because I'm tired of y'all.
I'm tired of me too.
We just fucking started.
We can
Jesus
talk about
Christ.
my favorite athlete, Carl Nassib.
What is wrong with you today, man? You were angry last week.
I was telling him, I saw Beau is Afraid on Thursday, and it's the only thing on my mind. Everything else is white noise to what it is I'm actually care about thinking about, which is Beau is Afraid.
All right, I think you need therapy.
I am afraid.
I have therapy.
I'm afraid of you right now.
Why are you afraid of me?
Because you keep biting your lip.
Is that legit homophobia? Like,
No.
you're afraid?
No, you're assaulting him.
You're by the door.
You ain't getting past me without paying a toll.
the troll toll.
Just give me a little kiss, a little peck.
Oh my God! Start talking about sports for the love of Christ.
Sports. I mean, who doesn't like sports?
You right now, apparently.
It's a thing, right?
All right.
Let's talk about this.
Dude, you drove all the way out here, unpacked all this shit just to say nonsense into the microphone.
Talk about Beau is Afraid and bite your lip.
God damn it!
You know, there should be a bite your lip counter, but he's not going to do it because he's the fucking...
He's like,
You know how much work that is?
I know.
I'd have to rewatch this whole thing. I'm not doing that.
yeah,
I stopped doing that months ago.
years, in fact. All right, what's topic number one?
All right. So, Jalen Hurts got his money. Got the bag.
He did. He got a full bag. This must be heavy. You know how much $10,000 weighs? And he got, what, 500?
Most I've ever held at any one particular point is like $8,000.
That's a lot of money. And it's heavy.
Yeah, it was heavier than I thought.
Well, like, are you talking about, like, bills in itself or, like,
No,
actual
check.
just money? Okay, check.
No, I'm talking about actual money.
He's
That's
the
what I'm
highest-
talking about,
Mine's
talking
just like
cash.
He's the highest AAV, right?
2.8. That was the most. Like
$2.8 million in cash.
No, check.
No, I was talking about cash. I was talking about actual cash.
Yeah,
I'm being
same.
sarcastic.
So
Sorry, I've taken you out of your zone.
Jalen Hurts got
I'm just thinking. I think it was like
$255 million, $51 million average annual, $110 million fully guaranteed at signing, practical guaranteed at $179 million, $300,000. Damn.
All right, so I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
With those numbers, do you think Jalen Hurts is overpaid, underpaid, or just right?
Well, I'm looking at the top 10 list. Just number 1 has gone to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. Number 2 has done neither. Piece of shit.
Well, how are you ranking these? What do you mean number 1, number 2?
In terms of full contract value.
Oh.
I guess we should
It should be due per year.
Either per year or
you're
what's
right.
the overall guarantee?
Mahomes is what he's like 450 over 10 years, so that's 45 a year.
Yeah,
So
Okay, so number 1 it would be Jalen. Number 2 is Aaron Rodgers at $50 million. Number
Yeah, terrible
3
contract.
is Russell Wilson at $48 million.
Another terrible contract.
Here's crazy.
but Rodgers
Number
is
4
short-term.
is Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the worst of them all. to
No,
me.
it gets worse.
Russ.
Deshaun Watson
yeah.
is next, then Mahomes, then Allen, then Prescott, and then Stafford. So I would say, given this list, if you think you got your guy who just took you to a Super Bowl, not by himself, obviously, but I would say at the current market, he got paid exactly right. If you want to lock him up for the next, what do you get, 5 years? 6 years?
Yeah,
5.
it's one of those things where like I can look at this and say he got paid. It's what somebody deserves or something right now is completely thrown out of the window because there's if you look at that list, there are two to me very very glaring things.
Is one of them 5'4"?
No, the Kyler Murray contract I can get to a certain degree because that's a contract that they had to make a decision. Arizona's been they haven't had a solid quarterback since Kurt Warner. They're searching for something, and Kyler Murray at certain flashes shown that he's something special, right? It's just whether or not he can stay focused enough.
He's a fucking toddler running around with your parents' phone.
Look, hey, as short as the
But you can't get that phone from the toddlers.
You can't.
I was about to say as the short guy here, but I realize in any room when I'm with Ryan, I'm finally not the short guy in the room. But I defend all my short kings, so I ain't going there when it comes to Kyler. But the kind of thing with Kyler
It is what it is, but he's good.
I'm not. The thing with Kyler is what it is they had to do as far as what we saw in the language of the contract, which is what we knew, the Call of Duty clause, basically, right? So, that's an issue. But beyond that, you're paying for what is the potential that he could be, which I get to a certain degree. But the two big things is the Deshaun Watson deal, which is the thing that everybody really cares about, right? Is the guaranteed money. You can sign whatever fucking contract you want to sign. It's what are you guaranteed to make, right? So, the Deshaun Watson contract, that is the contract in the first time maybe in the history of NFL that I can look at and say, here's a human being that as much as I don't like to count other people's dollars, did not deserve this deal. Because it wasn't anything set on anything. There was no market. It was so unlike anything that happened, right? I think I gave the analogy, what was it last week? It's like I walk into a grocery store, I see the fucking chicken is on sale for $5. I go to the cash register and I give them $100 and just say, well, this is what I feel like paying for the chicken. And everybody else is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, everybody's got to pay $100 for a chicken.
Is this asshole paying $100 for the chicken? What the league is doing, what you see with the Lamar thing, right? Is the league is saying, no, fuck that noise. We're not fucking doing that. So if you look at Philly, you get, it's not a contract that's beholden to anything Deshaun Watson got, which is what you think is kind of in the back of Lamar Jackson's head. So that's a win, right? And you also got in before the other big guys are going to get paid. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, things like that might reset the entire market. So kudos to Philly for getting their guy locked in. They were just in the fucking Super Bowl. And they didn't have to do anything contingent on what happened in fucking Cleveland.
Yeah,
that's a win.
It's a lot like what the Braves are doing in baseball. Is they're locking up. I know they locked up Michael Harris and a couple other of their young stud players for 5 years, $100 million, because they know damn well, one, that gives them the ability to sign another contract 5 years from now, but they're locking them up for what is right now good average annual value.
100%.
That in 3 years from now, when they're in contract negotiations, those guys could be going for $200 million.
100%.
So it's smart. And for AAV right now, with what Joe Burrow's about to get or command on the market, is going to be insane. So.
And it's something that you bring up all the time. Anytime we talk about the Lamar Jackson thing, the first question you ask in any thread that we ever talk about this is, isn't the salary cap about to go up? Like
That's kind of where I was about to go.
Okay, good.
So, I had this debate with my good friend Ron. We were talking about this. He said that Jalen Hurts was overpaid.
Get the smoke, son.
He wanted to be here.
Why ain't he?
Oh, because I didn't tell him.
No, space and opportunity.
No, so he said that he said that Jalen Hurts was overpaid, right? Based on the list currently as it's constructed, right? He's not top 3 in the league.
But
hold on.
Okay, good. Sorry.
So he said that, right? And then I was like, well, you got to look at where the cap is going. One, because as of now, the projections, right? So this year, it's 224.8, right?
Okay.
The cap. All right. So the projections for next year or 2024, the lock cap. I'm just gonna go off the lock cap right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So 249.2. That's quite a jump, right? That's like 20-something million jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 2025, 272, another jump. Then 2026, 298, another 20-plus jump. And then in 2027, 328.
Yeah.
The numbers are getting stupid, right?
And inflation's getting higher.
Right.
Everything's getting out of whack.
So that goes into the other point that I always say. Like, if you look at the Super Bowl winners, like what every team in the NFL should be trying to do rather than just make money is to try to win, right? Not all teams are that way, but that's what
if
you
you do
should
it right,
be trying
they
to
go
do.
hand in hand.
Right. So a lot of times the QBs on those Super Bowl winning teams, you have the one or two outliers, right? Like Mahomes and fucking Brady. And I think that's kind of it in terms of outliers. But if you look at that, a lot of times the QBs are on their rookie deals or they take less than the quote-unquote market for a QB with the deal. That happens every time.
I'm looking at something now. Okay.
Yeah. But I think this, like how the cap is going up like this much so quickly, like each year, it's smart for the Eagles to do this.
Yep. Because
that's why I feel like he's underpaid a little bit.
Well,
And then like he's where you are, like in terms of what you're saying, like is just right for like right now. But then in 2 years he's going to be underpaid.
right, but
or next year.
I think the team realizes, and probably he realizes, that they're going to be able to spread that money around to bring in pieces to make sure that he can win. Could he have made $70 million in 2 years? Maybe. Or next year. When was he up for contract? And the next year? And the next year. So like, yeah, he could have made more money, but that would have been at the expense of the team.
Right.
And if you are the face of a franchise in Philadelphia, you're going to make a fuck ton of money off endorsements and all the other shit. I mean,
That's why
McNabb,
it's smart.
like McNabb did. He was,
it was smart.
Campbell's soup guy for a decade, and for the last 5 years that decade, he was a trash quarterback.
So the only thing,
And his mama got paid too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
smart, man.
the only thing I do push back on is like when you say outliers, right? I think you have it inversed. I really do think it's inverse. I think it's been a popular narrative for some people in sports media and some people.
Because it's been like the last 10, 12 years, it's been kind of right.
It
Unless
hasn't
it's Brady.
though.
Unless it's Brady.
But not unless it's Brady, unless it's Peyton Manning, unless it's Patrick Mahomes,
How many Super Bowls?
unless it's
Peyton
Eli Manning.
had?
So here we go. So from going the last 10 years, Super Bowls, okay? So well, this starts at 2021 because of when the article was written. But even all right, so we look at what the last two Super Bowl winners. Who are they?
Mahomes.
And not on his rookie deal, right?
Right.
So outside of that, so 2020, Tom Brady, 25 million cap hit.
Wait, you said and who on the rookie deal?
Huh?
Mahomes was not on his
Mahomes
rookie
was not
deal.
on a rookie
No,
deal.
no. You said and somebody else on a rookie deal.
No, I'm saying nobody was on the
Okay,
deal.
okay.
So 2020, Tom Brady. 2019, Patrick Mahomes was on the deal. Well, I don't even know.
I don't know if the extension kicked in, but it might have started the following year.
Tom Brady, Nick Foles, outlier because the person that they had on the he's a backup quarterback.
Right.
That goes
So
as far as
his money, but was Carson Wentz paid at that time?
He didn't get the. I think they had just paid Carson.
Like the extension. So like the
think
money
the
didn't kick in
extension-
until the next year.
Right.
All right. So look, the
Cool,
same
cool,
thing.
cool. Then Tom Brady, Patrick, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, rookie deal.
Right. Okay.
Joe Flacco was getting paid $8 million. It wasn't his rookie deal, but he was getting
So
a bunch
low
of money.
number.
And then
okay.
you
And
got
Eli Manning, $14 million. Then if you even want to go before that, Rodgers, Breeze, Roethlisberger, Manning, Roethlisberger.
Rookie deals, right?
But all guys counting for more than 7% of the salary cap. And if you're looking at that based on what it is the salary is compared to the contract, I think what people are misinterpreting
And when did they
is
switch
not
the rookie deal?
the rookie. I forget what year.
2006?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So
After we did Jamarcus.
it was right after Jamarcus Russell. That was basically Jamarcus Russell rule,
Yeah.
which they're probably going to revert back to. Honestly,
Huh?
I think they're going to
Really?
go the other way. I think they're going to probably scale up the contracts as far as rookies.
If they do, well, how far up?
But hold on, let me finish this point.
Probably to a percentage.
To me, it's not about necessarily having the rookie contract. It's I think what people are missing. The Patrick Mahomes contract is the best contract maybe ever written in the history of NFL. So complicated in which I don't fully even understand
like
the full
sliders
thing of it. But the
terms of
point of it
percentage of
is that it's not necessarily to have the rookie deal. It's as much as making sure that you have budgeted and you build your team around having to take into account that contract. It's to not have the surprise come up, right? Because so when Ron says that he doesn't think he thinks
Hurts
is being overpaid, and Ryan goes to that list. The glaring things are how many guys on that list probably don't deserve the fucking contracts, and probably had those contracts come up very, very suddenly. The Denver contract that they gave to Russell Wilson, right? If they could go back in time, the Waltons would never do that, right? If you have the Kyler Murray thing, you had to make a choice, right? And here's the thing, both of those guys, up until the deadline, didn't know who was going to pay them and didn't know if they were even going to get paid. So it comes as a surprise, and then you had your team built. If you can take into account, okay, this is how much I need to allot for the quarterback. This is the one thing that I'll give Washington a little bit of credit for, is that as much as like we do have dudes on defense that get paid, there is this sort of semblance that you can tell they're saving a certain percentage of the salary for when they do have to go get their quarterback guy. So like when they did the Carson Wentz contract this last season, right? The hope was that, okay, we can slot him in. We know how much of the salary cap is going to be for this guy. Hopefully he's the dude that takes over the top. And then he wasn't. So what do they have the ability to do? Get out of everything that has to do with that contract immediately, right? So I just think it's consistency. So like if the difference on that list to me is that when you look at Tom Brady, the Patriots knew exactly how much to allot for Tom every year. They knew it wasn't going to get crazy out of whack, and that's what you have to do. The Patrick Mahomes deal is perfect for that. They know Patrick Mahomes is going to be allotted for a certain amount of salary for this team, and the quarterback is the most important person on the team, right?
Yeah, I mean that's just good. That's
Brady
just good
re-up.
corporate structure.
Right.
Like if you to have a successful business, you need to know how much your expenses are, so that
It's budget management.
you can budget going forward. So if you know how much the most expensive piece of your corporation is going to cost for the next decade,
Right.
you could do all this other shit.
To me, it's like even if you got to give him a lot of the money, it's locking it up to a deal in which this guy is not going to back out of or create a situation where he's holding out for an extension or holding out for more fucking money.
Yeah.
So, and I don't see that happening in Mahomes' case at all,
No,
right?
he owns Whataburger or whatever.
Right, but you have these teams that are kind of skating this line between we need to give the guy money, but we can't make the contract too long because what if he doesn't become the guy? Then we got to do this, we got to do that. It's what Denver's contract's supposed to sort of be with Russell Wilson. The thought process was
We got the
we
guy.
got the guy. The thing was they were extremely wrong about the guy.
I got to poop once a week to be efficient.
Right. Also, the inverse of what Washington did with Kirk Cousins. We had ample opportunity to pay Kirk Cousins a certain amount of money per year and just have it set in stone, and it would have been solidified. And what did we do? Well, we don't feel like doing that. It's a franchise tag. We don't feel like doing it. Franchise tag again. We don't feel like doing it. Hey, you want another franchise tag? And then he goes to Minnesota and gets his guaranteed money, where Kirk Cousins is like one of the all-time quarterbacks as far as money. Probably doesn't deserve it, but it just comes to what it is you need to allot for. That, to me, is the recipe. To try to win a Super Bowl on a rookie deal, that's an outlier. Even the dudes on that list that won them on a rookie deal are all dudes that at some point you're going to have to allot for paying them a fuck ton of money because they're great. You're not going to want to get rid of them.
Jump back in because
Yeah.
So it's not just a rookie deal, but it's in terms of the people you said were either on their rookie deal or they took less than what the market was
Like
set
two.
at the time.
2 out of the last 10 years.
Okay, and then the others were what?
All guys on their second fucking contracts.
Yeah, Brady.
Giving a significant portion of the fucking contract.
All right, so if the market at the time Brady signed his deals or re-upped, because he did more than once, if he re-upped, it was like, and people were paying QBs $20 million a year, he took like 16 or like he took less than what the market was so that he can have other pieces there. the Patriots are a little weird, like with how they
Right,
did
and
it.
that's just smart
But-
though.
It's the percentages.
Yeah, it's
The percentage is the thing that works. So like this is why I love this article. So like on the and this is to give credit, it's Sport Trek's article from in early 2022. Yeah. So what they were saying was they were looking at Super Bowl winning quarterback cap percentages. So they're looking like the top 10 of all time. Peyton Manning was the one that was the hugest outlier because he took up 18.8% of the contract when he goes to Denver. Right?
Now,
that was back in the Indianapolis.
Let me ask you this question. Okay, so the other part of that is how was this goes to like your point a little bit in terms of like the rest of the team and where the rest of the team is at. Like, so if let's take an example for the 49ers right now. Let's say the stars on their defense, right? A few years ago, like they drafted really fucking well, especially on defense. And they had all those pieces. They weren't getting paid that damn much yet. So you could splurge on a big time QB. You get what I'm saying?
To a certain degree. I mean, that's the thing is like, yeah, so I think
splurging is bad.
The ground logic on all of it is how do you build a team? And the thing is to me is that there are different ways to skin a cat, but the idea that should not have gotten a laugh break. The idea is that there are different ways to skin the cat. I am of the idea of like what the 49ers did. I like to build the trenches and then work myself out, and then the last final piece to me is the quarterback.
Which
now, what the
I would like to get a rookie QB.
But here's the thing: the 49ers, at the end of the day, I think, had a team that was really, really primed to do it, but Jimmy Garoppolo just wasn't enough, and they always had terrible luck if it comes to the end. The Brock Purdy experiment, I mean, I thought that they were going until Purdy fucking broke everything in that fucking game, right? So, like, there are different avenues in order to get to the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, if you don't draft well, if you don't sign the right free agents, and you don't have a quarterback that could take you there.
Good coaching, too.
And good coaching, you're not going to win Super Bowls.
Yep.
So it's like, regardless, their teams are going to have a huge percentage of salary cap going to the quarterback. There are teams that aren't going to have a huge percentage go to quarterback. How's the rest of the team built? I don't think there's a golden rule for any of it. Yes, it would be nice to win a Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback deal, right? But then one would say, will you ever get back if you then have to pay that quarterback after you did the Super Bowl?
I feel like a lot of those are the one and dones because
Aaron Rodgers, who's one of the worst on that list,
I feel like
right?
Philly
really
will
tough.
be there as well.
Potentially.
Because when you pay like that much money, guess what? They have a bunch of free agents that are not there anymore.
But now that like, they've paid him, they can account for that for the next 5 years and know exactly
you can account for whatever you want.
They don't have to bring in.
If you can't afford people, you just can't afford them.
But
or you don't want to pay.
That salary cap hit's not going to affect them as much because maybe like this year, but 2 or 3 years from now, they can forecast exactly how much they can pay people and bring people in and restructure deals like, hey, this year we're going to give you 18, but the year after we'll structure your contract so you get 24 or whatever it is. They can do that now knowing 100% what their most expensive asset will cost them.
My guy, that's when you have the New Orleans Saints.
Well,
kick the can down the road.
Nobody likes.
Nobody
likes
New
New
the
Orleans.
same thing for LA, right? But so I guess before because we need to go to something else. But before this ends, I would think my big question to you guys is: do you sacrifice? What's the goal for your team? My idea is to always be in the conversation, always be near the dance, and get into the dance, right? He didn't even say anything. He just fucking laugh breaks.
What the fuck?
Do you sacrifice winning a Super Bowl for then 10 years of mediocrity?
Yes. Sorry.
Then that to me means, all right, so if that's the logic, right?
That's kind of like what...
That's L.A. and that's...
We had this talk before.
LA.
I'm saying we had this talk before, and then I asked you if the Commanders won the Super Bowl, would you be terrible for the next 10 years? And you were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a terrible... But that's the thing.
I'm a terrible fan.
So I'm terrible for 30 years. So there's a drought, right?
All right,
but the idea... So like...
I need water.
You're basically...
It's a drought.
Thank you.
I'm thirsty.
You're basically... what you're comparing is one of the worst ran franchise situations in the history of football, right? As far as a drought goes, compared to like... Do I want a team that's always... Do I want to cheer on my team in the playoffs every year? Yes. Because that also means that revenue's coming in, things are fucking good, people are usually fucking happy. Like, I look at Buffalo Bills fans. Ryan's not a real one, but still, Buffalo Bills fans that are not Ryan. And these fuckers have fun every fucking year. Why? Because they know they're probably going to go to the playoffs. They're going to be in the dance. Maybe it's heartbreak or anything, but you want to be there, right?
They were throwing dildos in bad years too.
Yeah, I was like, they've been them.
Yeah, and they still never won anything.
Like going through
Never won a
tables
thing,
and all
they
that.
still never won a
Hey,
goddamn
then it's
thing.
perfect. It's perfect for me.
But that's the thing is like, what are you willing to sacrifice? To me, the idea is to always be decent or good with a shot to win the Super Bowl, knowing that it's the hardest thing to do in all its sports is winning a Super Bowl. As far as from a team effort sport, I think it's still the hardest thing to do. Is
So
win a Super
you
Bowl.
should be a Ravens fan since you're like so close and they're kind of always in the discussion.
Nah.
You think I am some turncoat bitch? What is this?
I tried, Keem. I'm sorry.
He ain't even about to be a Ravens fan anymore.
Well, they just got his favorite
He
player.
did say he's going
What
to
the
be a
fuck are you
football
talking
player.
about? Like he's going to be a football fan. Like
that shit is
what
funny.
the fuck is that? I know. Look,
Hey man, heartbreak will make you do some crazy things, dude.
whoa. If anyone's, he jumped ship.
He did.
I'm here. I haven't wavered. I'm here.
You did waver.
No,
a
I
little bit.
waver in the sense of whether or not I'm a good human being or whether I should be ashamed.
It's kind of. No,
Understood?
you said you were
But
But I've
ashamed.
sold my soul.
I couldn't
told
take
you,
the
but I came
shame
on the
anymore.
pod. I came on the pod and I told you guys I have sold my soul. It is what it is.
That
And
sucks.
I'm here. But
sorry,
guess
bro.
what? Light at the end of the tunnel. Ain't nobody gonna take my sunshine from me.
it's literally there's no sunshine right now. It's about to
Yeah.
rain.
Metaphorically. All right, what's the next topic?
All right, so when like we were discussing like percentage of caps and like a golden rule and all this other shit, it reminded me of another story that came up this week in regards to CJ Stroud. So teams have been like using the S2 cognitive test.
What is that? Can I take
Is
that?
this not the Wonderlick anymore?
No.
Or something else?
No, they
No, this test like
I've never heard anyone bring this up until now.
no. This is the one from
nice.
last year too.
yeah. But
remember
I
talking
think
about this
it's
last
been going on for like 7 years now. Like Brock Purdy scored the highest I think last year.
Yeah.
And that's why
always
people
just
were
assumed it
like
was
correlating to like, oh, they were saying like, all right, if you have the test and you score pretty well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a good QB. But if you score bad, you have no shot.
That makes it's a cognitive test.
Yeah.
It's how
Yeah.
fast you're processing information.
Like decision making personality though. Like it's different than the Wonderlic, right?
Yes.
Which is a fucking weird ass name. How do you
That's
don't
that's a
stop
person's-
fucking biting your lip, man?
That's a person's name.
It's a weird ass name.
There's people with the last name Butt. It's a fucking
It's a
weird
weird-ass
last name
name.
too.
There's
Seymour? Is
the
there a
Ravens-
Seymour
There's
Butt?
Seymour Betts.
what was the Ravens player's
It's
name?
Fago.
Fago. Okay.
Were you ever a Simpsons fan?
Hmm?
Simpsons.
Is there a
You're
Seymour?
Bart
Seymour
calling
Butts?
out- No. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, there's Dick
test
Butkus.
results.
Greatest name of all time. Sorry.
Test results were leaked.
It is the best.
And it showed that Bryce Young had like a 96 or 98 percentile.
Yeah.
So like he's really fucking high. And then
Was it
Bryce
just-
Young?
Did you realize people don't know what percentiles are when they were
Oh,
commenting on Twitter?
dude,
It's
and
fucking hilarious.
I love people who take like IQ tests and post them. They're like, I'm in the 94th percentile. Okay. I'm in the 10th percentile. Ugh. All right, bud.
so
Love you.
and then the highest was him, and then the lowest was CJ Stroud at
Yep.
18%.
Yeah.
And
Jake Hayner, 96. Will Levis, 93%.
Will Levis.
Jaron Hall,
Sorry,
83.
Paul,
Clayton
you know what?
Toon. Where the fuck did Clayton Toon play? Washington? I don't know.
Appalachian State.
Anthony Richardson, 79. Hendon Hooker, 46. And he almost won the Heisman. That's why you can't. The Heisman doesn't mean shit. And CJ Stroud, 18%.
You extrapolate from that. Okay.
right. So
Heisman doesn't mean shit.
the creator of the fucking test himself came out and said like, look, this is just like another tool to use if you are picking between two
Tato,
people.
like, trying to fuck his money up for himself.
Huh?
Yeah,
the
he's
fuck
like-
up.
No, you know what? No.
No, but
No.
imagine CJ Stroud goes high and then it's awful. He'll be like, nah, this is the only tool.
the only tool.
It's patented. You got to pay me $100 million a year.
That's to say, don't come out one way or the other about it. Watch out all
The
around.
other part of it is who leaked it. One,
He did. Trying to get his money.
who?
I don't know, Mr. Cognition.
Nah.
Mr. S2.
It could. True, but the funny part would be like, all right, well, if CJ tanked this shit on purpose because he knew that people would get it, because
Nobody
I was tanking this one.
Nobody's tanking it.
They
on
do what
purpose.
I said. I
CJ
did
said
in the HQ. The HQ
CJ
test. Holy
said
shit,
that
I said
he wanted.
HQ test. I'm a
I know.
dumb motherfucker. The IQ test, which is I just punted at the end.
CJ wanted to go to a particular place in the top 10. He said it multiple times in a roundabout way. Do you not see the?
No, you're not.
post?
You're not fucking your bag up.
This has no.
I'm telling you.
Look, here's the thing. If CJ Stroud,
What is CJ Stroud's cumulative college GPA? Let's just take a look.
CJ Stroud.
Let's see if this man is a test
look at
taker.
his game
If
tape.
CJ Stroud is a mad scientist in that way, then he deserved the test score he got.
Okay.
It's fucking stupid.
Okay. CJ Stroud is a
What do you have, what?
cumulative 4.0 and earns 39 academic All Big Ten honors. This man probably flubbed that test.
Yeah. And
So you're now a believer in the
Yep.
conspiracy.
and I'm like, all right, look.
Or he got high and fucked the test up. I don't know.
I mean, you're not getting high.
Why
He's
aren't you
not
getting high?
before they do this?
Why aren't you just taking an edible and
You
taking the
did.
test?
Huh?
You literally took an IQ test too high to finish it.
Here's what I get.
We just finished talking about
Okay,
this.
guess what's not on the line for me? Okay, I live in my parents' basement. I'm not on the cusp of being a multi-millionaire.
Hey.
Yeah, but
Be in
this
the face
isn't-
of the
Wait,
fucking
KDot.
franchise.
This isn't
It don't
gonna
matter
prevent him.
what the fuck he does on that test. He's going in the top 10.
Which is the one point. Is like the idea
but
to
there's
me.
a particular place that he
The
wants to go in the
idea to
top
me
10.
is to score that low on the test to me, right? You're either mad scientist whatever you're doing, which I kind of lose respect for you at least to a certain degree, or you punted through it, which means that in the moments where you should give a fuck about something, you're clearly not giving a fuck about
could
something.
be right.
And that to me is that's what I glean out of it, right?
It's like
Now,
answering
here's the thing.
C
At the
on
end of the day,
every-
at the end of the day, look, I don't have all the test results. Once again, I didn't even know this was really a thing. So I don't know. But unless I can extrapolate and see the scores for all these players and see what they've
Wait,
done in the league,
let's-
I don't really give a
I
shit.
think
it's not that
no.
many.
What we should do is after the let's say 6 months into the season, let's see how they're doing.
All right, let me ask you this question though.
I wonder if he's getting too
You
drunk.
had a choice
about to
between
fucking rain.
the Texans or the Colts or like let's say the Raiders. What's the worst team you want to go?
Here's
What
what I
would be
do.
the least team?
Here's what I do. I don't.
Are you
I
gonna
don't.
become an A's fan, by the way?
Huh?
You're gonna become an A's fan?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
You gonna follow Vegas teams? Are you a Golden Knights fan?
No,
That'd be
I don't like hockey.
You would love hockey if you went.
Probably, but I just never gone.
We should.
Name the destinations again.
Oh, we should
Name
go
the
to a
destinations
Cavs
you were giving me
game.
again.
Fucking cunts.
Houston, the Colts, and the Raiders. What's the least team you would want to go
Houston.
to? Exactly.
thought-
Who has
I
the number
don't-
2 pick?
I
Who has the number 2 pick?
Yeah, but here's what I'll do.
I know it might be dumb.
Yeah, but
but
here's what I do. I just pull an Eli Manning. Like, if I really don't want to go to a fucking place, I'm gonna be honest about it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, everybody. That's the thing that I don't understand. Is like to try to go all these roundabout ways, and you still might not get what you want. And if you don't get what you want, and he ends up getting drafted by Houston, right?
Yeah.
Because of whatever cognitive fucking test, then what does he do? Does he? All right, I guess I'm going to Houston, or does he create a fucking issue?
You got
create
to.
a thing.
You got to. But look, let me ask you
breaks
this
his
question
leg.
now.
Wait, who was it? The quarterback who broke his own arm so he could get fifth year? Minshew, Gardner Minshew.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
That yeah.
all
have
the
you
talk
seen him?
now, all the talk now, especially like coming from Adam Schefter, Mr. Editor, himself, is saying like, all right, well, Houston's not necessarily in love with Stroud, and they may not take a QB at 2. They're going to take Will Anderson, and then
Yeah.
They're in a full rebuild mode.
Yeah.
They don't need a quarterback right now. They need to bring back Davis Mills.
I think Houston might trade for Trey Lance.
that would be smart.
I'll tell you right now. I've said this numerous times. I'm not a huge fan of any of the quarterbacks in this draft. I'm just not.
I like Stroud.
I'm very low on the quarterbacks in this draft. I might be wrong because I think every draft is kind of a crapshoot depending on where you go. in
yeah,
the situation.
remember where Brock Purdy got drafted?
Right. So like at the end of the day,
Give me the last
I will say
pick.
the only dude that I have any rooting stock in is Bryce Young, Short Kings.
I like-
Stay United.
I like-
but beyond that,
I
and
like-
I also think I like the way he looked.
But
on
he's
the
still
field more
taller
than
than
I
you.
am.
So he-
Fuck you, he's not.
Yeah, but we're all in the same.
He's like
boat.
what 6?
I'm like 6'1", whatever.
Shut the fuck up.
In my
Alright,
heart.
continue, K-Dot.
In my heart.
That just.
Oh,
I mean,
Bijan.
it's
Bijan.
a lie.
Bijan is, I
Oh,
think,
yeah,
the most
he's a
exciting player.
He's a baller.
Yeah. Do we want to go through any of that?
Mm-mm.
Do we want to go through like at least
I'm
what
gonna punt.
we hope our team does with their first pick?
Oh, Bryce Young is 5'10". I stand corrected.
And he ain't 5'10".
You think
Yeah,
he's
just
shorter?
like I'm 6 foot,
5'9"
he's
and a half?
5'10".
He's not 5'10".
5'9" and a
That's
half?
like
Maybe 5'8", 5'9". I've heard he's probably close to 5'8" than anything.
That's crazy.
like Jerry McNamara for Syracuse was listed as 6'1", and then I stood right next to Jerry McNamara, and I was like, "Motherfucker, you ain't 6'1".
That happens all the time.
It's like maybe with shoes on a
right.
platform.
So, Ryan, what do you hope the Bills do?
I need the Bills to have a running game this
adjust the
year.
camera just a little bit.
I don't. Cook seemed like he was maybe the guy. Hey,
No, you keep talking. Just
Yep.
adjusting.
I think. Oh my God, I'm white.
Just need to brighten this up a little bit. It's getting a little dark.
Yeah, it's the sun. The sun's going down, boys. I need them to have a running game.
So, if
I don't know whether that is. I don't know whether I want the line to get better
Yes.
or if I need somebody scary next to Josh Allen. But I'm pretty sure I want. If we don't get like a top tier running back, just protect Josh Allen. I think the defense will be okay. I think a lot of that was scheming last year and just fucking dropping the ball
Literally.
defensively. But we need a running game, and we need Josh Allen to stay healthy. So protect your $48 million a year investment.
Y'all need O-line help.
KDot, what do you hope y'all do?
Yeah, just all O-line every round.
So
17 O-linemen.
something like that. Yeah, I don't think you're necessarily far off. I think Washington is in a position where it's. I'm at a place where I just want best player available. I know that with Washington, you could look to the O-line and say, okay, that needs work. You could look at the secondary, say we could definitely go over a cornerback. This is a draft that I do.
You guys are
love
going to
how
need a
deep
defensive player. Don't you guys? Aren't you in need of a
Shakatonino! Shakatonino!
We'll get to him in a second.
All right, we gotta talk about that. It's so at least at cornerback, this draft is fairly fucking deep. So like, with the 16th overall pick, which we got first, there are some guys that could potentially fall to us, like Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Or,
He's been mocked to y'all a lot.
Yeah, it's Deontay Banks, the cornerback from
Maryland. Let's go
will be
Terps.
dope. Devin Witherspoon, Illinois.
He's not being there.
Probably not. I know Christian Gonzalez is
Definitely
probably
not.
not going to be there.
You guys
Nah,
can- you guys
Witherspoon
can-
might go before Gonzalez.
I know, but I'm just saying that like who
can
knows?
trade
They're
up.
both going top 10.
You go trade up.
But and then if we're O-line, Darnell Wright, the tackle from Tennessee.
I've seen him with y'all too.
Now, I will say this. If we're going just strictly best player available, while
Mm-hmm.
I would understand any of those picks, I know it's not necessarily the right move to make, but I am enamored completely with Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, everybody is.
I would love him on this team. I would love to see him with Brian Robinson and with an Antonio Gibson, and what it is that we could do with those three running backs would be fucking dope. Because I don't think that either one of the running backs we have right now is a home run hitter. Like they're not guys that threaten to run 50 yards for a touchdown at
Is
all.
it because they lack the ability to cut?
Not necessarily. But, Antonio Gibson still is a wide receiver playing running back, and he runs like that most
Wait,
of the time.
isn't he also a wide receiver playing running back, playing punt returner?
No, they found somebody who was doing a little
thank
better.
God.
He did some of that, but he wasn't great at it.
How's your offensive line?
So that's the interesting question with that. Well, I'll talk about the offensive line in just 1 second, because there's the other guy that I really like.
Hey,
And
if you talk with the microphone right here, it's not going to work. Because every time you want to point at him, you point at him with
sorry,
this
I
hand.
got.
Hey, you piece of shit!
I can do the finger.
Don't tell me you're gonna do the
Yeah.
finger. Stop biting your fucking lip.
All right, I have a tick. I'm not gonna tell you the tick. God damn it.
You have Lyme disease?
No, I have like this OCD tick. All right, no, whatever. God damn it,
Washington.
Michael Mayer, who's the tight end for Notre Dame.
John's
Okay.
brother.
I hate Notre Dame with a fiery, raging passion. I
Me
fucking
too.
hate the
Except
fire.
for Tim Brown. What's up, G?
Fuck him too. So
Legend.
I don't like Notre Dame. That being said, I am also enamored with this dude, just because I think he's the most complete tight end, and also a fairly deep is not necessarily the right word, but there's some there's some solid talent. It just depends on what you're looking at.
It's a
tight
deep
end
class.
but it just depends on what you're looking at tight end wise, right? So like I look at Michael Mayer and I see a guy that can do both blocking and receiving. Like if I just wanted a strictly receiving tight end, Dalton Kincaid, that dude's probably better. But for my guy, what I look at is Eric Bieniemy being our offensive coordinator and seeing
Travis
what he was
Kelce.
able to do with Travis Kelce. And I like the idea of having a tight end that's more in the mold of a George Kittle because the offensive line has shown not to be the best. And I would like a guy that can both block and get out there. Like a dude that can disrupt as he's leaking would be amazing to me. Because Logan Thomas, I think they just believe in him, and I did not like.
Whatever
I mean,
happened
he
to
was hurt.
the fucking soccer player?
Sami Reyes.
Yeah, you said he was what the best of something.
He was. So technically, when they did the what is it like the athletic score, like your athleticism, he scored higher than like any football player in the history of football.
So better than Sammy Ball.
The only. Yes, because they didn't have the test back then.
And
Fucking
they're
prick.
only white people.
See, that was me being an asshole.
You've
Not
never
yesterday.
Seen Samuel play. Like, I
No,
know you've never watched highlights before
I did.
1960.
I did. I'm a Raiders fan. Of course, I had to. That's
Those
where
were
most
the
of my
glory
fucking-
days. Glory days.
All right, go ahead.
So
Wait, what do you think about the tight end from Georgia?
Darnell Washington,
Yeah,
big motherfucker.
he can block. He's like another fucking
He can
lineman.
block, but he can't catch as well as Michael Mayer. So like that's what I go with. Is like so if we I expect us to draft tight end, but it's also a position that we like we talk about. You saw about Sammy Reyes, right? We got Cole Turner, we got Logan Thomas, we got what is it, Amari.
Logan
Rodgers,
Thomas can
we
stay
got
healthy.
A
He
bunch
can
of
catch.
motherfuckers at tight end. That was supposed to be a position of strength this season, but everyone got hurt. I just want somebody who's the complete picture at tight end. I prefer that to not just a receiving tight end for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about the Raiders?
Well,
Anthony Richardson.
so
Bust.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad with Anthony Richardson. But
CJ
we're
Stroud.
right now we're at 7. Right now, it depends on how the board plays out. So of course Bryce Young's going to the Panthers. Everybody knows it. It is what it is. Number 2, if Houston doesn't take a QB, I feel that we will move up to 3 with the Cardinals and take CJ Stroud. Everything that I've heard from beat reporters and people that are around the team is it's either Bryce Young or Stroud. Those are only 2. If they don't have those, they're gonna take the best player available, right?
Smart.
Okay.
So if we move with the Cardinals, there are 2 players on the Cardinals that I would love to have on the team that actually want out of the Cardinals organization right now.
Kyler Murray.
No, he can stay his ass there. You got D-Hop and Buda Baker.
Hop ain't going to debate. It did Hop. When they asked those questions,
They didn't ask about the Raiders.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
'Cause why
So
would you
looking
bother?
at it, right? You got
I mean, him
there was another receiver that got traded that had like a similar contract, and it went for like a 3rd or a 4th and a 5th or something like that. And like D-Hop's around the same in terms of money left on the deal. So the rate for him would probably be like a 3rd, a 4th, or 3rd and a 5th or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You package D-Hop or a Buda Baker, and we'll give you 7 and whatever the fuck else you need. We get CJ Stroud and D-Hop or Buda Baker. I'm a happy
You
camper.
said you give him the 7.
They'll get the 7th, our 7th pick, and we'll take their 3rd. We'll give them whatever other picks that they need to make the shit work on
Yes,
their end.
yes.
It's not
More.
going to just be that.
Right.
But yeah, so that's a potential right there. If that doesn't work, then Witherspoon. Like Spoon, I've seen too many Spoon emojis from Raiders beat writers and all the other shit. Like I would love to have him on the squad. Gonzalez is good too. So if we stay at 7, cool, we'll take that. But then there's a potential that we can move back as well. So
What do you want most?
um,
Now, that's
we didn't
what we were going with.
we didn't do well. I mean, I would love CJ Stroud because I actually feel like
Is
he
that
would be
what you
great
want
on the
most?
team. Yeah,
Just tell us what you want most.
Yeah.
CJ.
yeah, CJ. But
So are you sold on CJ, or you just hate your quarterback situation that bad? Like, does this
no,
feel desperation? or
I'm
you
sold on
actually like
CJ just because of this.
Huh.
Whoever we get at QB, like, it's not going to be able to start right away because of the complexity of the system. They're going to have to take some time to learn the system.
Who y'all got now?
We got Jimmy Garoppolo, who already knows the system. And then the backup is Brian Hoyer, who already knows the system, right? So getting a rookie QB now makes a shit ton of sense. And then guess what? If Jimmy has a good year, you can offload him, and then C.J. Stroud steps into the starting role. Guess what? Salary cap is exploding, and now we can use that money to get whatever pieces that we quote unquote are missing.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm you, like,
it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean,
I'm just saying, if I were you guys, I'm not drafting a quarterback that quick. But once again, I don't like any of these guys as much as other people do. To me,
but guess what? We're not bad enough for next year to be able to get a Caleb Williams.
I'm not even saying you get a Caleb Williams. I'm saying you roll in with Jimmy and Brian. I'm saying you roll with that until you find something else that you can develop. I don't love it.
Nobody's able to trust
that. And if I'm going to do that, to me who has the most upside in that potential?
Yeah.
I'd go Richardson. If it's somebody who's not going to be someone that's going to start at all for the next season or two,
I'm down with that.
Then I would absolutely go Richardson, and I would move back to do it.
Look, I'm down. Well, no, Richardson.
It's the only, once again, like you said, the way the board shakes out, right?
Yeah.
If the board shakes out that way,
if Richardson's there, I think the Colts will take him. If C.J. Stroud is gone, and Richardson's the third QB, the one person I don't want is Will Levis. I do not want Mayo Man on the team.
Except for
he's got a dumb name, but he's pretty good.
Some people are saying Levis 16 to Washington, and I'm like,
I think the Bucks will get him.
No, the Bucks have the best
or
quarterback.
The Texans.
Some people are selling me.
Or the Texans can take him with their second first round pick at 12.
I was Bryce Young once again is the only guy I'm truly rooting for because short kings, but the dude who I'm being sold on recently that it's working because we're in that territory right now with the draft. It's my least favorite part of the draft. Where we're getting that where everybody's starting to
speculate. We have no fucking idea.
Right. So so now you're starting to get hey, you gotta look at the highlight tape in this game, that game, and the dude that's showing to me is Levis. Levis is the guy that's raising in my mind. And here I chalk it all up to bullshit because I don't believe anything in like the 2 to 3 weeks leading up to the draft. Not a fucking thing. Mm-hmm. Did you see Chris Ballard? The GM for Indianapolis at the press conference, just being brutally honest about how this is the lying season. Don't believe anything. I've never heard a GM be as honest as he has been.
We're lying. They're lying. Everybody's
lying. It was like we're all lying. Like it's just.
I think there's a GM
you don't even know who has the number one pick.
They don't go that far.
Oh, I didn't see how far he went, but
they usually the thing is they usually talk about other teams. They're not talking about themselves.
Yeah, we lied to you.
So Ballard actually just took it. He's like, yeah, don't believe anything I'm saying, motherfuckers. Like,
including what you're saying right now.
Right.
So. Don't believe me telling you not to believe me.
Everything right now is smoke.
All right, so that means I'm believing everything you're saying because you told me not to.
You could do that. Holy shit, he got brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking sun. All right,
no, the sun's still.
All right, what's next?
Fine, bro.
Wait, I have something very important. We were talking about Witherspoons. His sister, Reese.
John?
Reese Witherspoon. Do you know her first name's not Reese?
No.
Her name's Laura Jean Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Also, she's 50 and single.
Yeah.
She went to Stanford.
Also a lot of fun. Like, did you ever hear about her DUI?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's fun.
So, speaking of getting in trouble with the law.
That's a good segue.
There you go.
Yeah. Talk to me about your team.
Trouble with the law? This does not work as far as a segue. Nothing they did was illegal.
It's true. It wasn't legal.
Yeah.
NFL law.
Motherfucker.
NFL law.
Huh?
They wouldn't have been suspended if it was.
NFL law?
Yeah.
What is this?
NFL law. That's what I'm rolling
you
with.
You broke the NFL law.
NFL law.
All right,
that's what we're going
bird
with.
law. I'm going to be Charlie Kelly in this motherfucker. All right, what about my team?
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that got suspended on your team and why?
Shaka Toney got suspended along with 3 Detroit Lions players.
And 2 of those got released.
2 of them got released immediately.
Safest.
Jameson Williams got a 6 game?
Yeah.
So the idea is that they all got suspended. The initial thought was they all got suspended for something to do with betting on sports. Then you start peeling back the onion on exactly what the fuck happened, right? So like in the Detroit Lions situation, these guys were what? They bet on games in the locker room using their mobile apps like we were all doing, and I'm fighting the urge to just punt the rest of the show to take care of my fucking FanDuel. But
you got time.
I know.
Yeah, we got to end this well before 1 because I got some bets to put in.
Right. So like there's some so like they did it in the locker room, which is not something you're allowed to do. You're not allowed to place any bets on any team facility or anything that's related to the team at all. In Jameson Williams' situation, it looks like he didn't bet on football. So he bet on another sport, but it happened in the locker room. So because it wasn't football, they didn't take it seriously. 6-game suspension. For Shaka Toney, they haven't released all the details, but the idea along the same lines would be he was either at the team facility or off the team facility, but he was betting on football. Which they've made it so easy to do these fucking apps and stuff, but also the app has your social security fucking number you can't hide.
Do you know how easy it is to drink and drive? It's still not something you should do.
Yeah, but that's actually illegal. This is not. And
right.
The thing is, the same thing that
well, it's illegal in some states. Just saying.
Not in the states they were fucking doing it. So to me, it's all bullshit. Like, it's the same way I felt about the Calvin Ridley thing. Like, I get rules are rules. You sign the contract. I get it. I would honestly say that to a certain degree, like Jameson Williams, I'd almost say there's a good chance he didn't even know. Because like I didn't know that they weren't allowed to bet on any sports. I just thought it was football.
I have a sneaking suspicion that before every season, there's a guy that they pay from HR that comes in and goes, hey, here's the things you can't fucking do. And not because, no, 100%. Because, dude, it's the only thing that could get you suspended for an entire fucking season that really doesn't affect.
And they just saw this.
Whoa. No,
they literally just saw this.
No. I'm not saying anything as far as the 2 guys that got cut by Detroit. And I'm not saying that about Shaka Toney. I'm saying Jameson. I understand conceptually you cannot bet on football.
Right.
I didn't understand that it's not that you can't bet on basketball. It's you can't be at the team facility when you do it. That's weird to me. So like, if you're in the car, in the parking lot of the team facility, and you pull out your phone and you're like, oh shit, it's 1 o'clock to games, like we're thinking today, right? And you're like, I gotta place this line on LeBron. And they find out and they were like, hold on, where'd you place that bet? Well, I was in my car in the team facility. But you were on team property?
KDot.
6-game suspension.
KDot.
I'm not 100% sure he knew.
But if that is a bright line rule,
they just saw somebody get suspended for it, right? Now
for betting on football.
Right.
KDot. But if you're a part of the team,
let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this.
All right, let me give a point after.
Did you know that they could bet on other sports?
Yes.
No.
Thank you.
KDot. But guess what? I'm not a fucking football player.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I'm playing for an NFL team and somebody, another important piece of another team in the same fucking position, just got suspended for a whole year, I'm going to have, as the Detroit Lions and the Commanders, I'm going to have somebody come in and say, hey, this is what the fuck happened, and you can't do this shit.
That's fair.
Here's a book.
That's fair.
Here's the do's and don'ts of sports gambling.
That's fair. I'm just saying the rule of you're not allowed to place a bet on another sport at the team facility, I think is dumb.
Probably.
And I think that like the idea of like where it is you place the bet, if you're allowed to place the bet, is weird. I don't get it necessarily. I understand look, I'm a fucking Wizards fan. I heard all the stories of Michael Jordan on fucking team planes and all kinds of shit as far as betting it. Michael Jordan would be locked under a fucking prison, never be able to play basketball again if they had any of the rules like this, right? And he wasn't betting on anything basketball, but you're not allowed to bet on anything, period. So it's like no card games, no anything. Get it to a certain degree. And I understand you're right. If you're a football player, you're making millions of dollars, you should be aware of the rules. That should be something.
Get your cousin to do it.
100%. Well, I don't know if that's even look. If he's at the team, if he's in his car, at the team facility, and he calls his boy, says, "Hey, I'm about to walk into practice. Can you place this bet for me?" Is that betting?
No.
That's not.
No.
If I'm gonna collect the winnings if we win. Or I'm going to place the bet. I'm going to give you the money for it.
Do you want my legal response?
See what I'm saying? You got to end up fucking fighting in court. But there is no court because he didn't break a law. It's whatever the NFL says.
I mean, the arbitrator, yeah.
They don't do shit. Not one of these dudes that get suspended for gambling ever appeals a fucking thing.
Yeah, because they're going to an arbitrator, which is
just
the NFL.
I thought Ridley did. Like,
no, he accepted the shit.
No,
they accepted the shit.
I thought they said that they came out with the announcement after.
Here's what we should do.
But whatever.
We should put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Barry Bonds too.
No, Barry Bonds cheated.
Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose didn't cheat. Barry Bonds cheated.
Yeah, but everybody was cheating. I also think Bonds should be.
Too.
Because Bonds was that good before he
I
started
still hate
cheating.
that Bonds did it unnecessarily.
Yeah, no, Bonds was just like, So you're telling me I could hit
The
it?
motherfucker was already in the Hall of Fame and then just went out of whack with some shit. And it was just like,
And now
hold on,
baseball
hold on.
looks fucking stupid because the best player ever is not in the fucking Hall of
He's
Fame.
not the best player ever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's not. So that's so.
We're not talking about baseball right now.
No, fuck you. We're doing
No,
it.
No, we're not.
no, the fuck we're not.
He was a
Veto.
Hall of
No,
Famer.
talk about
before
your
the
guy
fucking
that got
numbers.
suspended.
No, I mean, we
How
just did
important
that.
was
I
he
just
to the
did.
team?
Not.
Listen, we can change topics, but
How important was he to the team?
Shaka?
Yeah.
Depth. I like having depth on the defensive line. It's a thing that good teams have.
Yeah, that's true.
It's one of the things that sets us
Wait,
apart.
Is he replaceable?
Yes.
That's hard to say. I mean, was he a first stringer? No, he's a secondary guy. But depth does matter.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Depth at affordable contracts fucking matters.
So he wasn't getting paid a lot.
Do you get anything in terms of compensation if you have to cut him or something under
I
the
don't
rules?
think so. I think it's just fucked up. But the only thing that what you will see is the importance to him. Unlike what Detroit did, which was cut motherfuckers, we didn't do that.
Not yet.
Definitely a possibility.
You might
especially
trade.
with new ownership.
You might trade him to FanDuel on draft night.
Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before the numbers.
Yeah,
It was completely unnecessary.
All right, what's next?
The numbers make him the greatest player of all time. I will admit that. If you could count the numbers after the steroids, he's the greatest player of all time. I can't count those numbers. The same way I disregard him for Sammy Sosa, I disregard him for Martin
And all the pitchers that were doing the same
I
shit.
did.
but okay.
Same thing. All of those guys. Fuck them. Fuck all of them.
And Barry was still cooking them.
It's why
when they were doing
why
the
do you
same
think I
shit.
give Aaron Judge all the respect in the world for getting the 62 fucking home runs last year without being on fucking juice? Because it's possible.
Hey,
He proved it possible.
I'm just letting you know that Pete's on pace to break that, but whatever.
All right.
Juan
So
Soto, baby.
Juan Soto looks lost.
No, it's not.
Fucking lost. All right,
not the
next topic.
all right. So we talked about football, a little bit of baseball, sadly. Now we can go into basketball.
hater.
So the first
I had
3
a throwback
games?
joke.
It's fine. The first 3 games,
Yeah, what was it? Who's the guy?
I don't know. The
The
first 3
Oakland
games,
guy that touched you? I'm sorry. No,
Ricky
what?
Henderson?
you gotta stop this narrative shit, bro.
I
You filled in the blanks.
I just know who he's talking about.
You filled in the blanks.
I'm just here to help. I'm a neutral.
No, that's not
neutral
helping
arbiter.
because what he's doing. Is
I'm
he's
just
like-
here to help.
What he did? You know what he did?
He's
He
like-
affirmed the
no.
narrative.
He's like trying to say that I'm sexually abused, and that's fucked up.
I didn't. All I said was
That's
Well, you
legit
have it?
fucked up.
You want to now?
the only famous Oakland A is Ricky Henderson.
You need to listen
That's
to that
also
Kendrick
true.
album again.
No, they had Raleigh Fingers and
You need to listen to that Kendrick album again.
they had Raleigh Fingers
Kind of got
and
out here for a lot of reasons, not because I was touched.
the big unit was in Oakland for a while.
Nobody counts those years.
Yeah, that's true.
He was in,
all
in
right.
San Francisco.
You're
We-
a Giants fan.
Yeah.
We first set of games was
Oh, NBA?
Yeah.
Playoff time.
let's start with the Bucks and Heat.
Hold on, where did the series? Do we have where the series are at now?
Yes, Bucks and
And-
Heat is tied 1-1.
So it's not the Bucks in 4.
Well, yeah,
It
but
would have
there's-
been.
It would have been if old Giannis Antetokounmpo had not been injured. I really thought they most likely would have gotten it done without him in 4, but it looks like it's going to take 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's Giannis is what did I say going into the playoffs? It was like I only think that there are any given point in time like 3 actual legitimate championship teams. Then there are the guys that are on the cusp. If the stars get hurt, Miami has a window. And the thing is, when you have a Jimmy Butler on your team, anything is possible. But that being said, I love Milwaukee overall, and even the players just did in the poll. The most underrated player in the National Basketball Association is Drew Holiday. They also said he's the best defender in all of basketball, even though Triple J is probably going to get it this year.
He already did.
Oh, he did? All right, yeah. Didn't deserve it. I'm over Drew. But the idea is that with the rest of Milwaukee is healthy, it's a scary prospect for the rest of the league if they can quickly dispatch of Miami without Giannis, or if Milwaukee can take care of anybody quickly without Giannis.
Miami doesn't have Lowry or Hero, so they're going to rely on
It hurts.
fucking Max Strus.
But I'd take Jimmy. If push came to shove, like if I'm looking at superstar versus superstar in a playoff game, not necessarily a series, but a game, I'd take Jimmy Butler over anybody else in the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
To
going to be
will
tough
a
with
team to win,
without Giannis.
not a
it's gonna be
series,
tough.
but a game or two.
Oh, if you take out Giannis, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Next series.
What did we predict? We all had a sweep.
No, you guys had in 5. I had in 4. So.
All right,
You know what? I just realized that we forgot to put the Suns and Clippers match up.
That's your fuck up.
I thought you had them all listed.
I didn't. I told you I just got that far. I was on the toilet having the bidet wash my ass as I was doing.
Well, I think we all
don't
picked
need to know that.
Everyone should have a bidet.
We all picked the same thing in that series,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really matter.
I just wanted to know. I didn't know.
We
all had the Bucks in 5.
No, he had the Bucks in 4.
I had the
Right.
Bucks in 4.
We didn't all.
No, I meant in the Sun series. Okay,
We got a sweep.
let's go to Sixers.
All right. Sixers.
Sixers Nets.
So with this one, I had the Sixers sweeping, and then y'all both had the Sixers in 5.
Yeah, we thought the Nets would get one in there. They got close last game,
Well,
and now
today.
it's looking more and more likely because Embiid's going to be out.
So as we're recording this on a Saturday morning or afternoon, it's become what the 76ers play soon.
Yeah.
So by the time this episode comes out, the game would already happen. This is right now the best opportunity the Nets have to get their one.
Yeah.
With Joel being out, but I'm really, really interested to see what Harden does without Joel.
Well, Harden, Maxey. I mean, but
my bet this morning was my bet that I had this morning was Tyrese Maxey with 25 points.
Every word you say that's unnecessary is 1 second. I don't have to bet at the end of this, so I need you to stay focused.
So this whole exchange.
Yes. Well, this is my doing,
Oh.
so I am responsible for this. Hey, Miriam.
Suck my dick from the back.
That just seems unpleasant. I don't care if you have a bidet or not. You should never subject somebody to that. Your constant swamp ass, I'm sure, is just the sight.
Baby powder in the summer, baby.
Oh, God. All right, moving on. Ugh, it's just a fucking white moat. Baby powder in the ass.
You don't put baby powder on your ass in the summer?
Hawks and Celtics.
I have
So,
I have one of those creams that turns into baby powder.
okay. So,
It's awesome. You should check it out. It's cooling.
KDot, you had the Celtics in 4. I had the Celtics in 5, and then Ryan had them in 6.
As Kendrick Perkins said last night, the most disrespected star in the NBA, Trae Young, got them off his back for a game. Congrats. They'll still lose the series.
Yeah, they're
Hope you feel
definitely going
good
to lose the
about your
series.
fucking game.
The thing is, the Hawks are tough to play at home.
You said that in
Yeah.
the last part.
I said they would lose the first game. Well,
I
the
just
game-
remember specifically he said that
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, they're tough to play at home. So they get a couple games,
Went to strip club.
at home. Yeah,
Yeah,
in Atlanta, man, you gotta go
know.
see some.
It's like imagine playing in Boston, and then going to Atlanta. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to strip club.
There's less hard ERs in Atlanta than there are in the Boston strip clubs.
I don't like Boston.
To
I'm
not
sorry.
have the self-control
Boston,
of playoff series.
Boston probably don't like you that
Here's the
much
thing.
either.
The drought that you have to be on,
They do not.
the drought that you have to be on as a human being to not withstand yourself from staying away from a strip club during a goddamn playoff series is
Hey,
ridiculous.
Jalen Brown
You
got
have
a mask.
unlimited fucking funds to do
Jalen Brown
it
got a
in just
mask.
month.
They won't know who he is.
Yeah, he's got a mask on.
Shit, Lou Williams did it.
Look, I like
he was
strip
eating
clubs.
wings.
I like strip clubs just
went
next
for the
to
food.
Well, maybe I don't love strip clubs just
I
next
mean,
to
pussy food too. But
But if you got access to that much
Only
money, do you really want
caloric
strip
deficit.
clubs or do you want escorts? I prefer escorts.
Strip clubs.
why not both? Enjoy yourself, and then
Enjoy yourself.
times
Strip clubs is
two.
still a tease. It's just a tease.
I mean, not with that much
Here's
money.
the thing, like I'm of the idea that like if I have a choice between like bar establishments to go hang out, my number one is a dive bar with not loud music because then I can talk to people when I'm fucking drinking, which is my favorite thing to do.
You love talking.
The second place that I'd rather go to is a strip club because if I'm going to be drinking with loud music, I'd rather see some titties in my face. Then number 3 is like a nightclub or somewhere. I don't fucking want to do it. I don't do coke. So it's like there's a but above all those things, if you're looking for the sex part of it,
And why aren't you doing
Just-
coke in the first 2 establishments? I'm so confused.
I'm scared of coke. You have established this. ad nauseam. If I ever did coke, it's the only thing I'd ever want to do.
No, I'm
know
just
that
saying,
for
why would people not be doing that in the dive bar?
Yeah, but it's not necessary. And here's the thing: at the dive bar, when the music's not loud, you can always tell the motherfucker that just did coke.
Hey! Sorry. All right, next series.
All right, Knicks and Cavs.
We all
So,
had the Cavs.
Yeah, I just don't know
Wait,
if you had them in 6
Didn't
or
I have
7,
the
or you might have had the Knicks. I don't know.
I think I had the Cavs in 7.
Yeah,
I don't
had him
remember what
in
you have
6. and-
I just said I think basketball is better when the Knicks are good, but they
They
lose in
stole a whole
7.
bit.
I think is what I
Okay.
said. So that's still on pace. That series has actually been pretty good.
I said it was going to be my favorite series.
I mean,
round one.
yesterday was like the most unwatchable game ever, but
But it's only because of the Madison Square Garden element.
yeah, they put on a clinic.
Why doesn't Brunson pass the ball more if he's the point guard?
Who's he passing
Because he
to?
needs to score.
It's
Ask
like
Luka the same question.
shit.
Well, here's why. Because Julius Randle shot 3 of 15 from the floor.
Yeah, that cut deep.
I know.
Because that was like Luka does pass the ball a lot. They just don't make the fucking
Thank
shot.
you. So what you got to do?
Brunson.
Yes or
No,
no?
Take
Luka
control.
passes the ball.
I know.
Yeah.
Take
Brunson
control.
doesn't pass the ball.
Because he has no one to
You gotta
fucking
win.
pass to. Jalen Brunson shot better than 50% of the field. The other people on the court, Quentin Grimes, 1 for 5. RJ
All right,
Barrett
listen,
shot.
I'm just upset because I had Brunson over on assists.
Yeah, well, that was dumb.
Fuck you. All right, next series. Warriors and Kings. Y'all both had the Kings in 7.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Warriors in 6.
Well, yeah, we got some history too.
What's
Fuck you.
the series at right now?
Go on.
2-1?
Yep.
Who?
Yeah.
Still feeling good about it.
Me too.
Warriors are just not the same.
Warriors.
The Kings look better.
I think, but I also think that the NBA, well, the refs in this series are allowing a little bit more. Same thing with the what was the other game with the Philly
Yeah,
and
Embiid kicking out.
and the Nets. But the thing is, like, you can't look at it as like an isolated incident, right? Like
No.
Embiid should have been thrown out for kicking the dude in the balls, right?
Yes.
But there was a bunch of other shit before that where the refs could have like slowed it down. Same shit in like soccer, right? If you know that fouls are getting like a little out of hand, you can't just wait until somebody punches somebody else to give a red
You got to
card.
get control over it. Yeah.
Right, and the refs haven't been doing that because there was a
Playoff
lot of like
basketball.
I
no,
wanna
there's
see
a
this
little bit
shit.
different.
It's but that's all part of it. Like the thing with playoff basketball is that you look at certain. It's the number one thing with playoff basketball is the stars getting certain calls that other guys don't get. Universally, historically, that's something that we always looked at.
What do we call that shit with Harden?
What?
How he got thrown out.
Well, because
We call that they should, if you're going based on what they've allowed in the game, should have been thrown out. But you're reaching a critical point where you're like, all right, we're getting down to crunch time, and we need to take control of this game again. Look, I'm rooting for the 76ers like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
But it's like
Are you?
at the end of the day, there comes a certain point where they're like, all right, we need to continually just we're gonna
Was
get
that a flagrant foul at all?
no.
So how did it go from not being a flagrant foul to a flagrant 2?
that's them. That's I'm
That's
just
not
saying, it's like
control.
No, it's not consistency.
And it's not
consistency.
control either.
It's controlling that game.
Yeah,
No,
but if
no,
you're
no,
gonna
it's not.
say,
It's
just
changing the
hey,
game.
but I'm
I'm
sure
not denying that, but
I'm
I'm
sure,
just saying. But
hey,
it could
I'm sure they
change
went to
control.
both teams. Are like, hey, cut it the fuck out.
Right.
And then Harden went and punched somebody in the dick.
He didn't punch him in the dick.
He did punch him in the
Punch him
dick.
in the dick.
That was the same fucking move that he's been doing all
I'm
year.
not saying whether or not
Right,
it's accidental.
but they
or not, he
went to.
stopped
I'm
punching
sure
in
they
the
went
dick.
to both teams. And like, cut it out.
Also, it's
and
the
he did
playoffs.
not cut it out.
He's a star. Playoffs.
Also, fuck the
difficult, different things.
Sixers. Let's go.
Oh
back.
yeah, so I'm gonna
And
throw
he's
out
not
the star,
As big a star as Joel.
but I'm gonna throw out the star.
He
Yes.
they didn't.
Because there's already
not the
been something
star.
that happened. We let it go with one star. We're not letting it continue to go.
That's not something you throw
I'm
a
not
player
saying
out
it's
of.
consistent, but once again, unless we were just having a conversation about AI before this pod started, right? And I was saying how like it'll cost people their jobs.
Not Allen Iverson.
Yeah, artificial intelligence. Look, we could call all these games perfectly. You could eliminate the refs, have an eye in the sky, put microchips.
I
in
said
all
the same
kinds of
shit about baseball.
baseball, football, all of it. We could go to that. People are not going to want it.
Because they want to argue.
They want to argue.
Yeah, we
It's part of
love-
the game.
That's
what we
what
didn't talk
that's what
about
we're
at all
doing
was
here.
the Draymond thing.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he,
All
Did he
right.
deserve it?
Huh?
We don't
Deserve
need to
what?
go deep in it.
He deserved to get thrown out of the game, but not suspended.
I agree. I agree.
I disagree. I think he deserved to get suspended.
It's bullshit.
The only reason look, I'd be for it if he didn't react the way he did after it happened. And also knowing with the same thing that we were talking about as far as, and I gave you credit as far as what you were saying on the Jameson Williams tip, right? Adam Silver is in the second row, clearly visible.
Yep.
You don't do that.
Yep.
And you also, once again, not looking at things in a vacuum.
You probably
He
shouldn't have.
has a track record more than maybe anybody else has a fucking
And
track
that kind of
record.
goes to my other point in regards to the reffing in this series, right? Sabonis himself. Like, if you don't twist my leg, you don't get stomped on. One.
That's not.
Right. And then
If
to
Sabonis'
see
mother didn't give birth to him.
to see the switch up in story was fucking hilarious.
What do you mean?
Right after the game, they asked him about it, and he was like, I mean, it's just basketball, because he knew what the fuck he did, right? Mm-hmm. Next day, he was like, I can't believe that, like, all that shit happened. Like, he turned into a victim. That shit was weird. And to see, like,
he's trying to give his team an
to
advantage.
see all the shit, yeah. I mean, he already got it. But, like, to see all the shit that,
I don't think the suspension.
like, he's playing somewhat, like, a little dirt, like, not dirty, but
Yeah, I ain't going as far as close.
he's not a Girl Scout here. I mean, he's not a Boy Scout here, right? Like, he's doing shit too.
I think they're just
But then
the
he's
scouts.
acting
They're
like
just the
he's
scouts
innocent.
now.
Is he a Girl
Innocent.
Scout then?
I think it's just the scouts. I could
mean,
be wrong.
It's
But guess what?
Call them the Queens.
Guess what? His team is up. How many games? 2
2-1.
games to 1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Moving on.
Oh,
He
the
deserves
last series, the Suns and Clippers. I got to say this now. The Clippers are playing amazing without Paul George, and I didn't think that was going to happen. I saw like Chris Williamson on Twitter, a few other people were saying, like, hot take, the Clippers can win this series without Paul George.
They cannot.
I give him credit, because I thought it was like no shot in hell like they would win
There's
anything.
one
without
man
him.
responsible for this.
What?
And we need to give him his credit.
Westbrook.
It's Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
It's Russell fucking Westbrook.
and
Yeah.
Kawhi's out, but
Yeah, well, let's see how Russell
Russ
Westbrook fares
needs
without Kawhi.
Russ
Look,
needs
there's-
all this love because of all the hate he got with the fucking Lakers this year.
No.
He deserves it.
No.
Westbrook.
No. We're not going that far.
He deserves it.
No, it's not going that far. Here's the thing with Westbrook. Like, I want nothing more than the Westbrook to win a game by himself in this series. I think that'd be huge for Westbrook, right? But without Kawhi and everything, if he could just will his team, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I was about to say. I would like a unicorn.
This is just delaying the inevitable. We all know how this series is gonna fucking end, unless there's another injury to Phoenix, which once again is always fucking possible, right? Yeah. But the thing with Russell Westbrook, which is why I'm not going that far to defend him, as much as I do love what I'm seeing in this series, the way he's playing on defense, the way he's hustling throughout other things, is not what he was doing at the Lakers. It's not what he was doing with the Wizards. It's not something we've seen since he was back in OKC. The motherfucker's playing with effort throughout the entire game. That's not what we usually see from Westbrook. We see him put effort in for shit that doesn't matter. We see him putting effort in as far as his terrible fucking shot selection, which hasn't been great this series. There's been better, especially in Game 2.
Yeah.
Game 2, he was amazing.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that Westbrook's not giving effort.
How many times? No. How many times do we say? I'm saying effort and things that don't matter. How many times do we see Westbrook get rebounds or anything, and the idea of Westbrook is he's padding his stats? How many times have we heard that?
Only in OKC for me. That's the only time I heard it. Really.
Wasn't definitely
like when he was doing the triple double,
the triple doubles and like all that kind of shit.
like with Steven Adams, like getting out the way, like that type of shit. But like him going to get a rebound, like he'll do it.
He'll do it to try to set himself up to score again, which is the only thing that's really been the thing that Westbrook is the. My thing with Westbrook is that he has played selfishly as a player overall. The thing that I'm seeing right now with the Clippers, especially the biggest thing of it is his defense.
Steals.
He had moments in this series so far. He has personally, for moments in time, shut down Kevin Durant, which is how many guys in the league can you say at any given point in time can shut down Kevin Durant?
They have history, like
Yeah, he
But
knows him.
regardless, the effort it takes to do that, Russell Westbrook should be
and he
a
knows what
top
it
flight
takes.
defender in the league.
he knows what it takes because he's had
And he
years
hasn't
and
been.
years of practice.
But the point that I'm making about Westbrook overall, defensively,
Mm-hmm.
that body, that frame, that effort, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should he not be a top talent on defense?
He should be, but
Always.
he's not.
He's not, because he's not made that a priority.
Hey, you know what's gonna be funny?
I give him credit now. I give him a lot of credit now. He's
Mm-hmm.
doing something none of us thought was possible.
Well, for one game,
It's not, no, he's been great this whole series.
and in 2 more games, he'll be
No,
done.
it'll be over. And then Westbrook will come back. And
I don't think so because he'll keep hearing all the talk.
But he won't be
Especially
playing
from-
basketball, so it won't matter.
we always do that.
I see where you went. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we can be talking all we want, and he'll be in, Bali.
Cancun on 3.
Does he really go? Does he travel like that?
Nah, he's
Westbrook?
going to a strip club.
What do you mean? Try.
Westbrook doesn't strike me as like a guy that just shows up in Fiji.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure he
Okay,
does.
maybe that's okay. Yeah.
For sure. But he wears
That
babushka
man's
covering,
kids.
so you can't tell that it's him. You just think it's a black
Man's
Hungarian
kids.
grandmother.
Man's kids.
Tall ass black.
Or was that it?
Hungarian
Sorry,
Yeah,
basketball. Black
that was kind of it. Yeah. So,
Final thoughts, or we got another topic?
I
final thoughts.
need to address the Scherzer suspension.
Oh yeah.
So it really boggles the brain,
Where
where
ruined him.
he was told to wash his hands. He went, washed his hands, came back out with an MLB supervisor watching him do it. They made him wash it with alcohol. He reapplied the rosin, went out. They said it's fine. He comes back, washes his hands again, reapplies the rosin with the MLB official standing right next to him, monitoring him do it. They made him wash his hands with alcohol, reapply the rosin, and go back out. Does it not make sense? So I don't know, physics. Alcohol dries the water out
Chemistry.
very fast. And then you put rosin on, which would make your hand tacky. It's the only tacky substance allowed in baseball. And then you come back out, and the only ump to ever throw out any pitcher, there's been 3 pitchers now thrown out, all 3 by the same ump. All 3 by Phil Cuzzy. If I was Scherzer, I'd be fucking furious. Because I am 100% sure, based on what we've seen, that all he was using was rosin and sweat. And that's what you're allowed to use. Luckily, he withdrew his suspension because the only game he's going to miss, I think, is against the Nats. Nobody gives a fuck about the Nats. We can throw out somebody else, and then he'll be back for the Braves. But, what the fuck was that? Anyway, I think the MLB needs some accountability here. I hope they took the glove back and tested it. Or take an image of his hands or whatever, so that we know what the standards are. And Phil Cuzzy is just, he's such a dick. You can tell he's a dick. Hey, Phil Cuzzy, you're a dick. But guess what? The Mets are 7-1 on their road trip. So, suck balls. And we won that game. Suck it.
I agree with almost everything you said up until you start filleting the fucking fake ass wannabe Yankee Mets that exist right now. Fuck them. Get your own goddamn lane. I hate the Mets so goddamn much. Max Scherzer, he's 100% right though. It was bullshit. It was complete and utter bullshit. And to see Max Scherzer swear on his kids,
He loves his kids.
that's a fucking moment. He's my favorite baseball player. It really, really sucks.
So
to see
you
him
root
go.
for him now, still?
No,
Yeah, he roots for the Mets.
I don't like the Mets. I hate.
But
the Mets
you root for him.
No. I want to see it crash and burn really, really quickly so he goes somewhere else. So I'm rooting for his demise right now in hopes that it'll bring forth and blossom.
Oh, y'all in the
wonderful
same
future.
division.
Yeah,
I just don't like Mets fans either.
I don't like them either.
Highly annoying. Fucking bullshit. Just hate them.
All right.
My final thought, I saw the movie Beau is Afraid on Thursday for the premiere day. And
He's in theaters?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was streaming. Never mind.
And I will say that it is
see it
so
in
far
6
my
months.
favorite film of the year. It was also my most anticipated film of the year in a year in which I think is potentially going to be an all-timer. I was so apt for Beau is Afraid, directed by Ari Aster, who did Hereditary and Midsommar. 2 movies that had significant impacts, not just in my viewing experience, but one in particular had a very significant impact on my life.
Okay.
In the sense, as soon as I left the theater, I knew I had to break up in the relationship that I was in, and it was it all just came to me immediately. Also, I will forever be in love with Florence Pugh. He's my number one, and my girlfriend knows this. This year,
This
as
is
far
also
as,
the guy who loves Andor, so let's just throw that out.
I forgot I have mute over here.
Oh, it's too late now. He already said it.
Sorry. But this is also this
Grains of
year.
salt.
This year, movies wise, there's Oppenheimer coming out, which is a Christopher Nolan movie about to make it the atomic bomb. The cast is sick on that. There's also probably another Killers of the Flower Moon. A lot of people don't necessarily know about, based on a novel, but it's Martin Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, those people are always going to be in a Scorsese film.
Yeah.
Most of
the
the
combination
time.
of all 3
Yeah,
is fucking nuts.
that's true. But you're going to get at least one of those in every Scorsese.
And it's like a Western sort of thing.
I
or
love a
something.
Western, dude.
But Scorsese doing it's fucking weird. There's Killer, which is a David Fincher directed Michael Fassbender movie that's coming
I
out.
like Fassbender.
Dune Part 2, of course, Guardians Volume 3, Across the Spider-Verse, and new Mission Impossible, which is always dope. Those movies.
Yeah,
at
those
this
were
point.
every single time.
They're getting better. Which
Those
is
movies
nuts.
are good, and I just rewatched 1, and 1 is fantastic.
The only bad one is 2. 2
Yeah.
is fucking.
Wait, they didn't
abomination.
make a number 2. Thank God.
And then there's also Michael Mann is doing a Ferrari movie that's coming out.
I heard
So
about that.
there is tons of wonderful movies, but I will tell you, The Beau is Afraid is unlike anything I've ever seen. I would 100% say that it's not for everybody. One of the thoughts that I had when leaving the movie theater is this is a movie that James would hate. I'd love to see you watch that goddamn movie.
No.
There's no chance.
He's not going to do it.
I know.
I'm not spending 3 hours of my life.
It's
to
3
watch-
hours long?
Yeah.
I can't see that in the theater. I'd have to pee in the middle.
Yeah, I went to Alamo, which also the Alamo in DC, they're kind of falling off just a little bit.
Is that the one next to 930?
No.
Okay.
The Alamo Draft House, which is usually my favorite theater to go watch everything.
Oh, you can't see us again.
One of the
Oh, that's the wrong direction. It's the wrong direction.
one of the
James has disappeared.
So the thing with the Alamo is that you write down what you want to order, and then you push a button, and it'll come and then they'll bring you back food and stuff. They're also known for if you talk during a movie at all, they will kick you out. There's no warning. You don't get a refund. They used to play voicemail messages to angry customers before the movie, and we'd all laugh at them.
How many times have you been kicked out?
I've never been kicked out. I've seen one person ever get kicked out of Alamo. The only thing is this time, I usually have good experiences there. The dude that was the server was listening to Future via his phone in his pocket. So every time that we're watching a movie, you just hear Future, and you walk in and just take you out of the movie. I wanted to kill him.
Nah, he did a service. Fuck that movie. All right. So,
Wow.
my shit right here.
This shit right here?
Black Knight loving asshole.
It was better.
Is Big Mama's House a masterpiece? You fucking cocksucker.
Compared to that, yeah.
Wait, one of these people has a star.
Look, I got him doing it. I got him doing it. You might be looking at it.
Mhm.
He's falling.
I don't care. So there's a 85% chance Messi comes back, and I haven't told my wife this yet, but if he does, our honeymoon is gonna be in Barcelona because I'm going to see that motherfucker play in the Camp Nou.
That's awesome. I see
yeah.
him play at Camp Nou.
How's she gonna react to that?
I'm gonna massage it a little bit. I'm
No
like,
shit.
Yeah, she
I'm
doesn't
like-
know
I'm
this
like,
yet,
hey,
but
I'm
we
like,
going
hey.
to Camp Nou,
I'm
maybe.
like, hey.
if
My
she said-
true love is in Barcelona.
No, like we're going to Barcelona
No,
for
it's
a honeymoon.
dope.
Like
And
it's
then you-
fucking dope.
then you
And
get
I was like,
there and
yeah,
like-
we're just I'm gonna
Pit stop.
like you want to go with me to
Whoa,
a game?
whoa. You
Yeah.
want to go with me?
Yeah.
To the game, not to the honeymoon, you idiot.
It's all part of the honeymoon.
No, it's not. Because she might have a spa day and he has a massage Messi day.
My man.
It's a honeymoon.
Right? You don't have to do everything together. You're going to be together for fucking 70 years.
That's
You're
what you do
supposed to
before
enjoy
you get
yourself.
fucking married. It's a honeymoon.
You're enjoying yourselves.
Yeah.
It's a fucking honeymoon.
If she doesn't
Are you out of
like
your
the
mind?
game, she
You're-
doesn't have to go.
Raise your hand if you've been divorced here.
Who's also been married? Not after Barcelona.
Vicky Cristina divorced.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I can also speak for experience of when things are going great and when things are going bad.
Wait,
a
just-
honeymoon is a honeymoon. I can tell you something I did on a honeymoon, but it should have been known from the very beginning. I doomed my marriage because of what I fucking did on my honeymoon.
What'd you
Was it
do?
good?
I'll tell you
Was
the
it-
story off mic.
Was it get married?
I'll tell you the story off mic.
Did you go somewhere you weren't supposed to go?
I will tell you the story off mic. I
All
will
right,
not tell it
everybody.
here.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for whatever it is you do. Go fuck yourself.
Yep, go fuck yourselves.